Hey, how was the food?
It was good.
How was the movie?
Oh yeah, that was good.
How was your trip?
It was also good.
Oh god, is everything just good for you?
Hey there, I'm Nancy Shah. I'm a trainer, public speaker, anchor, voiceover artist and founder of Speaker Circle. We started this initiative to help people improve their public speaking skills. We conduct our interventions online and now gradually offline as well. And you can also be part of it. All you need to do is fill up a Google form. You'll find the link of the form in the description. Well, in today's video, we are going to give you few other tips on how to select right words for your speeches. Note that we have already released one video having almost 6 to 7 tips on choosing words, and here we are going to continue with the other list. So let's get started. So tip number 8, that is use variety of words. As you just saw, I'm saying good to everything. Now there are so many other options of saying good. Let me show you a few. Instead of saying good, you can say excellent, exceptional, incredible, pleasing, rare, satisfying, top notch. Yes, it's that simple. But of course, mind it when you use other words than just good to different things, because it completely depends on what you are referring to. So let's say you're talking about furniture. You can't say it was an excellent furniture. You would rather say luxurious furniture. But then if you're talking about a performance, you can say commendable, or you can say it was well done. You can't say it was a luxurious performance. Avoid redundancy when you are speaking. Sometimes consciously or unconsciously, we speak the words together which are almost of a same meaning, and there is no point. Let me give you some examples. Unexpected surprise. You can just say surprise. Added bonus. I think bonus is enough. Consensus of opinion. Well, consensus means opinion. And result. Both means the same. You can just say results. Free gift. Gifts are always free. New innovations. Innovations are always new. You can avoid using those words which are not required, which are almost similar to the words that you are already using. So avoid redundancy. Tip number 10. Don't confuse yourself with similar sounding words, which are famously known as homophones. Homophones have almost similar sound of the words when it comes to pronunciation, but the meaning is totally different than each other. And if you misspell it or if you misconsider it, people won't be able to get the exact meaning that you want to say. Let me show you a few examples. Affect, effect. Eight, eight. Buy, buy. I. For, So if you just have observed, they almost sound similar, but the meaning is totally different. So keep that in mind when you apply it and use it. Tip number 11, use the pronunciations correctly. Whenever you speak any words, be it in any language of course, but right now we are focusing on English, ensure that your pronunciations are correct. Pronunciation has no relation with the accent. Accent is totally different. So we have generally adopted two different accents, that is American or British. Now when they interact with each other, they are able to understand it clearly because their pronunciations are correct, their syllable stress is correct. Here what happens with us, we miss on correct pronunciation, and that's why we are not understandable. Let me give you an example. The actual pronunciation of a word is photography, but instead of that, when we say photography, that is not going to work. So ensure that you use the correct pronunciation. How to apply it? Well, it's very simple. We all have Google with us. Google has a wonderful facility. You can just search a word on Google with its meaning, and there will be one tab which says how to pronounce. If you click on that, you will be able to hear the pronunciation. And I think almost all the dictionaries these days have this facility. So use any platform, but use the correct pronunciations. 12, ASAP. ASAP? I hope you understand what I mean, but not everybody would be able to understand that. So tip number 12 is do not use short forms. You need to speak out the abbreviation. So ASAP means ASAP, that is as soon as possible. You can't speak it. You may write it, but you can't speak it. You have to say, let me give you the tip number 12 as soon as possible. I hope you understood. Tip number 13. Use action verbs. So there are different types of verbs, out of which I want to highlight two over here. Action verbs and linking verbs. So linking verbs are the verbs which connect the sentences or make it more meaningful, of course. But then action verbs would communicate the activity that the subject is doing. And when you include more action verbs, you can pass on the message easily. Let me give you an example. So when you say, I will be home, rather than that, you should say, I will reach home by this time. Both conveys the same meaning, but then when you use the action verb, that is reach, you convey the exact meaning. So use action verbs. Tip number 14, avoid filler words. I think I have already said this many times in earlier videos, but would still repeat it because most of us have filler words. Having you know, but, okay, so. What is your filler word? My filler word is so. I know that and I'm trying to improve, but still it is getting sometimes in between. So all I want to tell you is avoid your filler words. The last and the 15th tip that I want to give you is choose and use your words economically, as if somebody is charging you for using some words. Why I'm saying this? That will make your speech to the point, clear and crisp. We don't want to have long sentences, long paras and longer speeches. Rather, strive to say much more things in just few words. That would be an added advantage for you. So this is of course not a complete list. There are much more tips that you may find from other resources, but these were the most prominent mistakes that people make, and that's why we wanted to suggest it to you. I hope that makes sense. So these were the 15 tips on how to choose right words. Well, we are going to create many more videos on public speaking tips, and you'll find updates on this YouTube channel, so consider subscribing it, and let's keep connected. Bye-bye.